everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Naomi Samantha. I am the photographer at Rubies magazine. Today we are doing a video specifically on healing, and the reason we are doing this video is because our 8th issue, which is coming out in April, is about healing, and we thought as a team we should share areas in our lives where God has healed us. There are many ways that healing occurs. Mine specifically is spiritual healing. And the reason I say this is because the whole of last year I went through a spiritual turmoil, and it was a bad one. So earlier in the year, my mom got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and by the time we were at the doctor's, it had already moved to other parts of the body, so she was in a very critical area. It was a scary time for us, and I think we were in and out of hospital so much, and a lot of questions were going on in my mind and my head, and just asking God why my mom had to go through that. And I think amidst all that, I got to a point where I stopped believing in Christianity. I think everything stopped making sense for me. The only thing that remained is that God existed. And for a long time, I did not want to go to church. I did not want to hear any preaching. I did not even want any of my friends to tell me any encouragement about God. So I just had those simple answers when people tell me, oh, you know, your mom is going to be okay, I'll be praying for you. I just had a casual answer, oh, thank you, God bless you. But it was not making sense to me. And I think my fear was that at some point I would become an atheist, and so I kept telling God, I am really going to become one of those Christians who backslided and became atheist. But I just told God, you know what, you're the one who has to pull me out of this. If you don't, then just know I am gone. And he was quiet for some time, but slowly by slowly, a lot of the questions I had started making sense, and slowly by slowly I came out of that phase. It took a long time, but I can tell you for sure that God did answer my prayer. He did specifically answer the prayer that I said, you are the one who has to pull me out of this. And right now I am at a better place. I am still having some of my questions answered, but I am definitely in a better place, and that I call spiritual healing. Thank you.
Hello Rubies family, my name is Rafa. I'm admin at Rubies, and I'm here to share about my healing story. And God has healed me and is still healing me when it comes to money matters. Growing up, I was taught that you go to school, you excel, and you get a job and you make a lot of money, which is not bad, but I had immersed myself so much in it that when it came a time when God was leading me into a different direction, I was very frustrated, and it brought so much fears to me when God had told me that He was leading me to serve Him in full-time ministry. And I can remember this one instance after I had resigned from bank. I was a banker, to serve Him fully. I was sick, and when I got sick is when I remembered, oh my goodness, I don't have insurance. And back at my job at the bank, we had insurance where you are sick, which I used to be very sick oftenly. You go to the hospital, you're treated, you show your card, and everything is sorted. But that day I sat and I had no insurance card, and I wondered what I was going to do. Between me and my husband, we had only a few shillings, and we had to use that money. And as we went to the hospital, we were treated, and I actually came back with some balance out of that money. And that for me was God reassuring me that I am the one who has called you. I am going to lead you, not that you will sit and do nothing, but whatever you will do, it actually shall be the wisdom that I am giving you, the leading that I am giving you, and you will be doing it knowing that I am your provider. And it's not because you have worked hard and you have excelled, that's why you are getting what you are getting. And therefore I am excited to be on this journey. He's still leading me, He's still guiding me into this healing, and He is providing every step of the way. Thank you.
Hi Rubies family, my name is Sylvia. Today I'm here to talk about healing. and mine is physical healing. When I was in Form 3, I was diagnosed with brucella, and so I was treated. I finished the treatment. After being well, I went back to school because it was during ongoing school term. So after that, everything went well, but after a while I started feeling pain on my hip joint. I was around in Form 3. So I went back home, and my dad tried, he's a doctor, he tried to check out what was the problem. But then he put me again on brucella drugs. I finished the drugs. I was well again. But after some time, around 3 weeks, I had a certain pain again back on the joint on my hip. And so it made me not to walk well. If I could walk for like around a kilometer, I could feel pain. And for a long time, I had just to take painkillers. It was so frustrating. And where we live, I come from Kitale. Where we live from home to the bus station is quite a distance, around 1.5 kilometers. So sometimes you could have to walk. And it was quite difficult thinking you have to go and board a bus, but then you're in pain. So it was one of the December holidays, and me and my mom used to go for a certain conference. So this time it was our time again to go and have fun again. So we went. During one of the nights, there were prayers going on, which we were part of the crowd. So while we were praying, one of the preachers, who was a young preacher, after preaching, he called people who had pain anywhere in their bodies. I didn't go, other people went, but I remember one of the older ladies telling me to go and help them do ushering. So I woke up and went to help them usher. I was standing behind the line. The people who had gone in front before were around 2 people in front of me. While they were being prayed for, the preacher came directly to me. He knew I was the usher because I had been given the sachet. So, but he prayed for me anyways. After that, he told me, I don't know why I prayed for you, but God has healed you. So I was like, okay. In my mind, it didn't even ring. I had a pain in my hip, and I needed to be prayed for. So later, after the meeting, we went home. While we were walking back, I arrived home, and I remember I didn't feel any pain. I didn't ask for any painkiller, and I was like, okay, what's happening? Maybe I'll walk again and see if this is real. I didn't believe I was healed. So later, around a week later, my mom sent me to the market, and I went walking again. The pain was not there. So that's when I came and told my mom, because I didn't want to tell her at first. So after that is when I told my mom, I'm not on any painkillers and I've been healed. I was so happy. And up to today, I live to testify. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cecilia. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So my healing story would not technically be complete healing has happened yet. I am in the process of being healed. So let's say I'm extremely young, so Jane would think I'm just being crazy, but I have a general fear of marriage. I do not want to get married. Well, we'll debate, but there has always been this huge fear of marriage in my heart. I'm like, I cannot live with someone. I can wake up every day to sleep in the same bed. Why? Let's just be single. Take me out on dates, let me dress up, all that stuff. But let's not get to the marriage part, And it wasn't because I didn't want to commit, but it was just a general fear of marriage. And right now, I've gotten to a place where I could pray about it and say, Lord, you are the one who ordained marriage, and you said that it is good. And I pray that you would change my heart so that I could see truly that it is good, Lord. And slowly, I have come to a place now where I could say, yes, marriage is good. And yes, I will come to your weddings, I will dance. And now even the thought of getting married is not inherently terrible in my brain. I know, shocker. But right now, I get excited about people getting married. I even sometimes imagine my own wedding, which is a big deal. It's a big deal for me. And right now I am getting to a place where when I think of marriage, I think of Christ and the church, and it's not a terrible thing. What Christ did for the church is beautiful, and I pray that everyone's marriage will be like the one that Christ in the church Christ has portrayed. That's all I have to share. Subscribe.
Healing. Where do I begin? It feels like I have been praying for healing all my life, one kind of healing, whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual, which is what I'd like to talk about. Before I joined the church that I am in currently, I had been in a place where I left every Sunday feeling beaten, feeling more discouraged at the end of the service than when I got in. And as I was joining the church I am in currently, I told God, I just want a year off where I do nothing. I just heal from everything that's been going on, because it was connected to a time I had also been going through some emotional issues as well. And I would go to church, and one of the things that blessed me was that it was a place where the worship leader would not force you to raise your hands. Didn't you eat this morning? They'd just get on stage and sing. So I would come in and sit. There's a particular seat I liked by a pillar. And throughout the worship, I would be sitting. I'm not standing. And I would cry and just listen to the music, not even sing. And the Lord healed me in that time and in that process, just through the worship. And so I thank God for his healing of our souls and the strengthening to once again seek him in spirit and in truth, and to enjoy the fellowship and to enjoy the things that he does in us. Share with us your healing stories. We'd love to hear them. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. Like this video and the others. Share with your friends. Follow us on our other social media platforms. We love you and look forward to really hearing from you what the Lord is doing in your life. Bye-bye.